This guy, over here, with the over-exaggerated facial expressions. This man that blows a tantrum every time he plays a game. What if I told you that he's smarter than he looks? What if I can convince you that this mediocre British idiot is actually a genius? So we're going to be taking a deep analysis into the mind of Wolfy Playz, and if you really want the perfect channel for you, then you should take some lessons. So come sit by the fireplace, grab your favorite stuffed animal, and sit on my lap while I tell you the tale of Wolfy Playz, aka Cameron. Wolfy joined YouTube at April 16, 2013. However, his first video was a year after the creation of the channel, in August 9th, 2014. Cam has been on YouTube for 6 years now, but he actually had another channel before Wolfy Playz. It was the Wolfin 101, where he used to upload some GoldenEye content, Call of Duty, and some Happy Wars to some extent. He stuck with the channel for 2 years until he saw it not getting much traffic, so he decided to rebrand to different type of content, and that's when he made his main channel, which is this one that we know and love. Now I had to go full CSI mode and use my scientific background in order to track down one of his oldest video, which I managed to. Now it took a lot of hard work to find this bitch. It was a real pain in my ass. It was like trying to find an ant inside of Jupiter. I had to sweep and scrap half the internet just to try and find this one video. I even had to go through the FBI's archive, just the most forbidden and off-the-books records of all kinds of things internet media related. I even hired my own astrophysicist to try and help me out because it became such a long and miserable task that even my brain couldn't comprehend. But I managed to finally find something. A video that was made 9 years ago about a montage, which back in 2011 was the trend, so I kind of get what he was doing back then. But his true old video is one that I could not find, but Wolfy himself actually showed footage of when he was 14 and he was doing a DK dance, which is probably something that will never go away from my mind, and I'm probably going to consider unsubscribing. Now, aside from that, he's a very generic YouTuber. He's like any other gaming channel out there. The difference with him, though, that makes him stick out a little more is the fact that he's self-aware enough to know that, so he uses that to gain more views. Think about how many times he calls himself dumb or stupid to try and get more interaction in the comment section. That's actually the healthiest thing you can do for your channel. Try and get your audience that you don't know to have a conversation is the best thing that could ever happen, which leads to a better and solider fan base. Aside from that, I tried digging into more of who Wolfy is as a person and what his character is, and I managed to find a few things that you might be interested to know about. But other than that, he tries to keep his life private, which I 100% understand as to why. Putting your life public out there in the internet is like a dangerous and a super slippery slope, and it can go wrong fast. But unfortunately for him, I can sniff the small tracks of the Zodiac Killer. I can probably guess what color his underwear is right now. So here are some of the things that I know about. Here's a trivia fact for you. Wolfy was actually born in March 26, 1996. Now, how did I unlock the key to the Krabby Patty secret formula? Well, it's actually quite easy, Jimmy. The way I did it is actually he's mentioned his age quite a lot in his videos. It doesn't keep that necessarily a secret. He's referred to his age a lot of times, and it only took a little bit of looking back to his older videos where I found him celebrating his 20th birthday, where he said that he was born in March 26. So it only took a simple subtraction, which managed to give me his actual, well, year of birth. Unless I'm talking absolute shit and I somehow took binomials for mathematics and confused them with that, but until anybody confirms it, that's the best thing that I've got for you. Another thing that Wolfy has touched upon quite a lot in his videos is the fact that he didn't go to college nor university.
Fuck it. You ever wonder why I didn't go to university? This is why. I'm a fucking idiot.
Now, at least I think he didn't. But I don't know how accurate that statement is. He's repeated it multiple times, but that makes it possibly true. But if that's the case, then that is such a high leap and a big risk that he took. And not only did it pay out very well for him, like it was probably the best decision, but the fact that he didn't go to neither and was fully confident that he was going to make it big on YouTube that just shows that he knew what he was doing. Because to go on a high jump risk like that, you need to have the mindset of 100% absolute certainty that you were going to succeed and that YouTube was going to become something that you do for a living. But it's also not a sustainable job. Like, you can't rely on that as a career because it's not 100% stable. I've seen YouTubers with a million times more subs than Wolfy, like at 4 million, and they gain the same amount of views I gain and now gain pennies from it. And I can be mowing somebody's lawn right now and I'd gain more money than these dead channels now. And as Wolfy, that is at 100,000 subs, that has like half his subscribers watching his videos, it truly shows that he did know actually with full accuracy that he was going to blow up and do well for himself. And you should probably treat YouTube like a hobby because it's very dangerous to make this your full-time job because you never know, anything can go wrong. So I'm convinced that Wolfy isn't this dumb person, this persona that he plays in his videos. He actually is genuinely probably the most intellectually enlightened individual that you may have ever seen before. To take a risk like that is 99% to get you to lose your whole livelihood is such a dangerous move and requires a fully built mindset. So it basically means he's Stephen Hawkins in a nutshell of YouTube. He's not one of those anti-maskers Facebook group rally types of people, and he most definitely isn't just some brain-dead ghoul that knows nothing about life and how it works and the cycle of the multiverse. Now, when we're talking about growth, his stage of getting subscribers was about the same as mine back in the day. Like 6 years ago, he used to just grow very decently, like at a normal pace, where he gained like 30 subscribers, and then once he got to 1,000, he started gaining to 1,000, a little more, and so on, so on. You get the gist of it. He just kept growing. Another thing that makes Wolfy a little more superior than all the other content creators out there is he's more genuine than most of them. A lot of the times he's just playing what he wants, having a fun time, just a face cam pointing at him like a gun to his face, and him just playing whatever the fuck he feels like it. And it's a common theme that you see around his whole channel, which makes people relate more as to them recording a video game and playing it and just doing things for the fun of it, not just treating it like a career, but more as a hobby, something for the fun of it, for the enjoyment, and not treat it like it's this obligation of yours because you just need rent money. Now, generally speaking, in terms of views, how much he used to get? About 1,700 per video back in the day. But from that point on, 5 or 4 years ago, he had no monetization considering the watch time hours, and which means that he was clearly not doing it for the money, and he had really no real incentive to even make videos, and it was just him recording himself with a face cam, and that's it. He wasn't doing it because he had an ulterior motive. He was just recording himself playing video games, acting like a child, and showing it to the audience of YouTube, and some liked it and some didn't. So he didn't used to gain like profit from it or helped him in his livelihood. But at the same time, I'm kind of wondering how he even survived for that long without getting money. Obviously now he gets paid, so it's more obligated and a little more forced for him to like not treat it like it's a game. But at the same time, he hasn't really changed it that much from recent days. But I'm not looking ahead of myself. We're staying a little longer into the past, and then we're going to go into the future and then explain and talk about a few things there. Now, when God finally decided that it was Wolfy's time, Cam had uploaded a video titled World's Biggest Noob, PvZ Garden Warfare 1, and that was the moment that really kickstarted his channel. He used to get 1,000 on average. That video got 70,000, which is like a mind-boggling number for his channel standards. But even after that, he just continued uploading random stuff, which showed that Wolfy really did not care that the video got viewed and now he gained like way more money than usual. It just gave more of an incentive now to people to come and watch him because he was just a guy having a fun time, and he stuck out between all the other Playing vs. Zombies YouTubers because he was funny, like not I would say in an edgy or either a complex way. It was just funny because his presence was entertaining. And that's why when he was playing other games, like at first people didn't want to watch him, but now he stopped playing PvZ as often and just does random stuff, and more people are watching him because they just like seeing him. So it shows that what Wolfy did in the past really has a huge impact on what he's doing today. But like I said earlier, he isn't stupid. Even that video that he uploaded still was in the 5-minute mark, and that's something that he kept going for a while until people demanded more. So that's something that Wolfy got the opportunity to do that no other YouTuber can, which is build a strong audience, have a fan base like Technoblade, for instance, like, and most notably his audience are some of the strongest fan base he ever has. Like, they're very loyal people, and I think that's exactly what Wolfy is doing, which is smart because it's better to have a more dedicated fan base than to have gullible and hostile ones that will just get bored because you're not playing the specific game. So now, by Wolfy doing that, making his videos short, and people will keep coming back, and that will give them more reason to subscribe to him and also to keep watching him as a whole because they just enjoy what the person is doing and they want to support him, which I think is the best way to go about doing your channel. If you want to start off new, just keep your videos short yet enticing. So, and be as transparent as possible so people have a bigger reason to like join you and support you and stay in that roller coaster ride with you. To conclude things, Wolfy is just a normal individual, but he played the YouTube game smart. By creating shorter length videos, more people decided to watch him. He saw an open opportunity to jump on a trend and put his own spin on it and make a name for himself in the PvZ community, which gave him more attraction, which rewarded him with long-term success. Even now, he made this new series where he titles things games that are such and such. So pretty much he's headed in the right path, and if he keeps growing at this stage, by 5 years he'll be at 1,800,000 subs. If one day Plants vs. Zombies thrives and becomes popular media, then it will favor people like Wolfy. So he's basically prepared even for these times if they ever come. I want to highlight a few final things as well. Wolfy has actually been kind enough to respond to me before, twice in the same post on Reddit, when I had uploaded and shared my video of my LoP world record, which I still hold to this day because nobody can dethrone, obviously, the most elite of war veteran of PvZ history, which is known as Pro. He's also responded to me on his live streams on Twitch, where one time I told him that he was barking like a dog and he answered me. Another time where I was asking him if he would play Outlast 3 and he also answered me. A couple more times as well, but those are random things that I don't necessarily recall. Now, those Reddit messages where he was talking to me actually are deleted by the time that I'm showing it, so you're just gonna have to take my word for it that that was actually him and he was the one talking. Now, at the same time, I would like to formally and publicly apologize to Wolfy, and you might wonder as to why. Well, if he is watching this, which I'm 100% sure he is, I was actually those 2 random accounts that you blocked, so I am sorry that I insulted you. I was just trying to get an answer from you, because he also has answered me 2 more times, but I created 2 accounts where I was just insulting the shit out of him, so I genuinely am sorry, and sincerely, I didn't mean to offend you in any way. I was just trying to get an interaction answer from you. You gotta understand from my perspective, I'm like a small creator who can barely get in touch with old 70-year-old boomers on YouTube, so I was hoping maybe I'd get lucky, and you have, but maybe I shouldn't have done that. That was maybe a little irresponsible from me, but so that's my apology. This is going to be the end of Wolfy Playz' in-depth analysis of his history. Now all of you brain-dead reptilian fart huffers can crawl back to your holes where you jerk off to statues and bow down to them. Goodbye.